something with this, no? Listen now. Hey! Good evening, everybody. Hopefully you're sitting there with bated breath waiting for the best looking guys you will see in the next hour. Yes, anyway.
Minutes maybe.
Aye. Hope you are all well tonight, and very welcome to the 1775 Whiskey Passport, going live and hopefully coming to you through a couple of mediums. What have we got medium-wise tonight?
Medium-wise, Facebook, YouTube, and on our website.
Very good, well done. Big clap to our Gregor here. Very good. So remember, I'm going to try and get us up here on the old Facebook so you can send me some questions. But before I get going and before I should be rude, tonight we've got Neil Forbes, Tatty Peel. Yay! We've got Gregor, the great technician.
Aye.
Wee. And then of course we've got me, the dog's body. But anyway,
absolutely.
That's it, right. He'll get me onto this Facebook in a wee second. So, seriously folks, you've got 3 times 50 mils whiskey. It's a lot of drams. Don't drink it all in a winner. Share it over a couple of nights, even just a little bit taster into the glass to accompany it when Neil's doing it this evening, and then enjoy it maybe at a later stage or over a couple of days. So don't encourage you to drink the full lot. Drink responsibly.
Absolutely. Mind you, seeing the old lockdown hairstyles, Graham, I think it would drive folk to drink, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. You're looking slick the day I seen that.
I'm
yeah.
feeling it.
That's the beard trimmed, got everything. So anyway, so we're going to be responsible drinkers this evening. Now, the show tonight, we've got some great things in store, and we're going to have a wee surprise for you when I find my phone later on.
Right.
But maybe phone 1 or 2 people.
Okay.
I don't want to put them under the spot, but certainly.
I hope they're not in the bath this time.
Aye, we had the bath person last week, but anyway, so we've got 3 tasty drams plus a distiller's dram.
Okay.
Neil, can you tell us what the 3 drams are tonight?
Yeah, number 1 is the Brew Laddich, the classic laddie. It's from Islay, so those of you who think, as I've said before, about Islay whiskies being specific and following the regions, it'll be a very pleasant surprise for you. We've got follow that with a Dalmore 15-year-old, which is sherry matured, absolutely fantastic, and we've got to finish with a 60% Glenfarclas 105. So there we go. That's the 3 drams, and no doubt Graham will try and catch me with some director's dram later on. Hopefully I know it. So there we go, Graham. Back
Perfect. Who we got going on? We've got Caroline Hall, Stephen Montgomery down there in the southwest. Talking about southwest.
Is that Pennycook?
Aye. Centre of the universe. Where is everybody coming from tonight? Do we have our friend from Spain here? What? Canadian?
Mike messaged earlier on. He said he was coming online. Yeah.
Neil McIver, Tam, Ian from across the water there, Brian, Denson, Roberto. Anyway, just a few wee welcomes.
Absolutely.
Please send in some questions for us, folks, just so it can help us.
No too tough ones, though.
No too tough ones. No,
I'm tired tonight.
No 2 plus 2 for Neil tonight. So we've got some questions. Don't be shy, and of course, give us a wee wave if you can. So, and as I said, we've certainly got 1 phone call tonight. We maybe have a second one. Anyway, Neil, how's your week been? What you been up to?
Just the usual, Graham. Just at the desk, doing lots of networking, just planning on the membership getting opened up, speaking to a couple of places where we'll hopefully get the oak trees once we get the memberships, and we'll be buying an oak tree and planting one for every member. Good. So we're still working on locations because it's more difficult than we thought, but we're getting there. Yeah, it'll be all over Scotland, I think. We'll be 1775 Whiskey Passport will be situated all over the country, the way it's going. We
could maybe plant one on our first board meeting. You know, when we're up at Pitlochry, remember, you are welcome, but you have to buy the drink, you know. And what about Gregor? How's your week been? You been up to anything special?
Very good, all good.
Yeah.
Ready on the week, thank you.
He's been good. I've got to say, Gregor's been excellent. He's the one that's sort of been the pulling it together behind the scenes. So if there's any faux-pas, it's not our fault. You know? But,
Take no responsibility for technology. Absolutely.
So you've told us about the drams. Excellent. Very much looking forward to a wee ample sample tonight. Okay. So anyway, last week when we were talking about the dispensing of the bottles or the introduction of the bottles, there was a special package that we invested in from NASA. It's WBAS, and it stands for Whiskey Bottle Arrival Scheme. And it's the same thing that the astronauts use when they're up in space, when they're wanting something. What they do, Neil, is if they're wanting a tool or something passed to them, they give a little clap, and the object comes to them. So we'll give it a wee shot. Let me just switch it on here for you. Right, Neil, give it a clap. Let's see what's coming. Oh,
yeah, bottle of Iron Brew. Well done. National drink.
No. Let's try.
Those are few of a non-Scottish persuasion. Best hangover cure for too much whiskey the night previous.
Right. No. So, this is how we're going to do it, Neil.
So the man in the moon's got to give me a blue
moon. Big clap.
Right, okay.
Let's go for it. Right. Let's see. Oh, here it comes. There we go. No expense there. There you go. Well done.
Technology at its finest.
That's it.
Well, here we are. Brew Cladich, the classic laddie. It's a real nice bottle as well, actually. It's lovely coloured, etc. From there, and compliments of who are we? 1775 Whisky Passport. So we've got to have a wee taste of this.
Oh, yeah, dancer.
Wee nose first. Interesting.
Now, I might have a little friend that we could phone tonight, Neil. What do you think?
Where are you going to phone tonight?
In connection with this, there's a nice wee lassie that works for the company. Joanne's her name.
Right, okay.
What time we should phone her?
Well, we'll do a wee bit of nosing first. We'll get to the tasting, and we'll maybe before we add the water, we'll have a wee chat.
Yes, we'll give her a phone call. So.
Okay, again, if you all remember, everyone should be getting pretty well versed in this and having a look at your whisky. Let's say it's very, very clear, this one, so bourbon matured. I don't know, it's not aged, this one, is it? Is it? I don't think it's aged, no, it's unaged. Yeah,
Mike's in, David Brown.
Which is the classic nowadays. Yeah. So, but very, very clear. So, bourbon matured. It could actually be first fill bourbon cask when it's as clear as this, as light as this. Not quite sure, but I'm sure. What Joanna, you said?
Joanne.
We might actually ask Joanne that one. There's
I was going to just say, if anybody's got a quick question for Joanne when we get her on, not long, folks. So only a couple of minutes.
Okay. So how do we look at it? There's no double maturation there. Quite clear to see. Roll it on the glass. Looking at your legs. Oh,
I like to look at the legs.
Masses coming down there, very, very quick. Absolutely fantastic. There we go. Running all over the place. Again, we don't know. We look at the bottle, it's an Islay. So the first assumption is an Islay whisky is it's going to be smoky. So if you're looking at the whisky flavour map and you've not got my whisky flavour map, I'm going to show everyone.
Oh yes,
the square have you got there? If you're looking at the square, you would expect this, because it's Islay, to be right at the top under smoky, but to take it to your nose, I know the classic laddie is not smoky, and there's absolutely no smoke there as well. So it's unusual for an Islay, and that's just going back, as I've always said every week. I try and reiterate it. Thanks, Ian. Reiterate it that you never go by the regions. There is Bunnahabhain's another one, which does non-peated Islay, but most of them are peated. But you can't guarantee that. So never ever just go by the regions. You've got to take a wee nose at it and just go by the flavour map. So there's no smoke whatsoever in there. It's actually very lovely. It's a beautiful, beautiful nose, floral on this. Sorry, did I move that? Vanilla, but really floral. A lot of fruit coming through there. Light fruit, lemon.
We've got somebody jumping in from America, Mr. Blackwood.
In fact, quite unusually, there's a wee hint of mint in that.
Is that not because you used toothpaste earlier on?
Aquafresh or something like that. No, I can. Yeah, a wee bit mint. A lot of fruit, really, really fruity, very, very light fruity.
Right.
And I'm going to have a wee taste of it now.
Right.
In fact,
I'm going to go and give.
Yeah, a bit salty. That is.
I can get a wee bit of that.
Brew Cladich was 1881. It's owned by I can't remember who owns it now. Joanne will need to tell me that.
Aye, here we'll go and phone in the cavalry.
I'm going to have a wee taste of it.
You have a wee taste. I'll try and get Joanne in. Here we go. Right, we'll see. Make sure she's not in the bath this week. Oh, can you hear us coming in loud and clear, Gregory? Nanu.
Hello.
Joanne, how we doing?
Very well, thank you.
It's Graham and Tatty Peel from the Whiskey Passport here.
Great.
Hopefully you're keeping well, are you?
I am indeed. Yes,
Sorry-
absolutely.
Sorry, just to call in the spot. Neil's got a couple of questions. We've got a few people watching in from all over the world. We've got America, we've got Pennycook, we've got McMurray, and we've got Spain. So here's Neil with a few questions for you, Joanne.
Hi, Joanne.
Fantastic.
Good to speak to you. I've just done the nosing with the Brew Claddagh Classic Laddie, and it's very, very light, very pale. Is it a first fill bourbon cask, or is it?
Well, that's a very good question because, as you kind of mentioned earlier, I have been watching.
Oh, you're a
That's fine,
fan.
that's
You're a
fine.
fan.
I'm
She's a
spying.
fan.
I didn't want to be caught out in the bath this time. Same as your previous guest. I've been on here
Story.
before. Classic Laddie is a non-age statement or a multi-vintage whiskey, sometimes we say, and it's actually been matured in a variety of casks. And with most multi-vintage or non-age statement whiskies, you will never get to know the recipe.
Right.
But as with everything at Bruichladdich, we're a very transparent company. And on the back of every bottle of Classic Laddie, you can see a batch code, which is in very small writing, very small black writing, and it gives you a batch code which starts with probably 17, 18, 19 or 20, which is basically the year it's been bottled, and then a 3-digit batch code. And you can type that code into our website and find out exactly what the Classic Laddie has been matured in.
Oh, brilliant.
So I don't obviously have the batch code that you guys have got now, but I do know Adam Hannett is responsible for the Classic. It's in very, very small writing towards the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah, is it? Right, let me see. Is it down there? Is it? Is it? Oh,
Yeah, toward the bottom.
Right. Okay. Is it? Oh, 2019, 10 of the 23rd. Would that be when it was bottled? Aye, the 23rd of October, 2019. Would that make sense?
Excellent.
Okay.
And there should be a wee batch code that maybe starts at 19 slash.
Yes, 19/239.
239. So anybody can go onto our website, onto the
go.
Classic Laddie page, type in that code, and it brings up exactly what this whiskey has been matured in, which is really great to know.
But Joanne, now we've got your number. I'm a technophobe. I can just pick up the phone and ask
That's
you.
Guys, who's going to be the first to tell us where it comes from? Watch this. Somebody will be dialing in to tell us.
That's interesting. Another question I've just, in general for the distillery, Joanne, just very quickly, is you've got the Port Charlotte, which is the peated, and Octomore, which is the heavy peated. Whose idea was that to do the three? Because they're all sort of fine and balanced in volume coming to the distillery, isn't it?
They are. Well, we produce the most of Bruichladdich, which is the unpeated, and that's really the house style of the distillery, hence why it's named after the Bruichladdich distillery. But actually, we produce Port Charlotte, which is heavily peated. And we always use malted barley peated to 40 parts per million, always. And then we've also got the Octomore, which is super heavily peated and is known as the world's most heavily peated whiskey, which comes from, obviously, the malted barley. The measurement is taken from the malted barley. And Octomore ranges from anything from 80.5 parts per million to infinity, basically. We don't know how high we can go. The highest we've ever gone is 309.1 parts per million.
Wow.
So super heavily peated.
That's it. Joanne, does that evolve every year? Do you work out a new sort of technology that makes it peatier?
No, to be honest, and that's a great question, because it's something that we're often asked, and basically it's something we can't control. Every time we make Octomore, the recipe remains the same. We take 8 tons of peat. We burn it over 5 days for every 50-ton batch of malted barley, and then you take your phenol reading at the end of it, your phenol content reading, and every time it comes out differently. And it can be due to various factors, depending on exactly where the peat's been cut, how deep it's been cut from, how wet that peat is when you burn it, and even down to the guy that's shoveling the peat on the fire. How fast is he doing it? How slow is he doing it? Is he taking more breaks than the previous person,
Oh,
all these little things can affect it.
Oh, brilliant. That's excellent. That's good. Before I'm just conscious about time for everybody.
Yep,
The
no problem.
colouring of the bottle, can we just tell everybody why that came about?
Yes, so that beautiful Bruichladdich Aqua is its name,
Uh-huh.
and it's a colour that has become synonymous with Bruichladdich. We reopened our distillery in 2001, even though it was founded in 1881. It's a Victorian distillery, and even some of our equipment in the inside is dating from 1881.
Right.
But the distillery was bought and reopened as an independent company in 2001.
Yeah.
And at that time, we really relied on the way we looked to market ourselves. We had no marketing budget, nothing. So we chose this bright aqua colour, which represented the sea outside Bruichladdich.
Right.
When the sun hits it, beautiful aqua colour, and that's what we've used in our packaging ever since then.
That is brilliant.
That's no many days in the year, the sun in Isla.
Aye.
Exactly, that
Well,
one sunny day we got a photo of the sea.
It's always sunny when you're inside the pub. Neil, have you got anything before we can
No, I just think maybe back end of next month or into July we'll have an Octomore on taste as well, just so we can look at the real people.
Nice.
And if
We'll do that. Yeah.
And can we get you back on again, Joanne?
Absolutely, yes,
Oh,
just get in contact, absolutely.
That's perfect. Now, just to say, there's a group of me and my compadres involved in the licensed trade. We always like to come over to Isla. Can we come and visit you?
Not at the moment, unfortunately, but certainly in the future.
It's the future that we're talking about. Yes.
When restrictions lift, we're in limbo at the moment. Obviously, the distillery visitor centre is closed, but we've reopened our bottling hall recently on a skeleton scaff, and we're hoping to start production in the beginning of June.
Right.
Fingers crossed.
That's perfect.
And everybody is welcome.
Oh,
in the future.
yay! Excellent.
Thanks, Joanne.
Joanne, you're a superstar. Just last one. Is it matey or bubble bath you like? Both. A double and a bottle of whiskey as well. Right. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time, Joanne.
Bye,
Cheers
man.
now.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There you go,
Right.
Joanne. Thank you
Forgot
very
what it
much.
was. I did have a wee taste of it. Let's go back to the taste.
Oh.
Well, I forgot what it was.
Aye.
Again, very sweet, honey. It's almost grapey, almost it's brandy-ish.
Did you put water in yours?
Not yet, no.
Right.
Apples, red apples, yeah.
Oh no.
There's salt there as well.
Right,
There's
we've
quite
got that.
salty, yeah. There's
Right.
quite a sort of sea air coming from it, and obviously that's matured there.
Right.
So yeah, very nice, very light, very delicate actually. I'm pretty impressed with it. I've only had it twice before.
We've got a few in from Canada. We've got America. We've got Mr. Briggs, Dr. Briggs in there, just to say hello.
back on the nose.
Yep.
The water, it just softens it completely. Absolutely. The orange comes through quite heavily for me now.
Right.
Honey, that's about all, just with a touch of water, and I think this will really blend in the fruits on the palate. Wow, the first thing it hits you is the spices. That's the fruitiness is gone. I was completely wrong there. The spicy, medium finish, just as it's going on, the salt's coming in.
That's
Yeah,
lovely.
absolutely great. I get some fruit coming through now. The grapes, apples, red apples, no green apples.
No
yeah,
green
man,
apples,
it's,
none of there.
It's coming through. Yeah, but it's a nice finish. Classic finish. That's not classic laddie.
Oh,
Well, absolutely, Joanne, that's a
hey.
fantastic
That's
one. Real nice, light and delicate. I wasn't confident on putting that as first one because it was an Isla, but it certainly works well. Great dram. I'm going to
Perfect.
try it sometime, folks. Bruichladdich,
There we
classic
go.
laddie.
Remember, and with your notes, folks, put your notes down, copy them into us, and also at the end tell us which one your favourite was, and maybe grade them from 1, 2, 3. What about this apple, Neil?
Oh, that was it.
I was talking about red apples. Anyway, right, so let's scoot ourselves on to the next one. Neil, do you want to try clapping your hands this time, or do you want me to do it?
You do it this time because it
Right,
didn't work the first
here we
time.
go. 1, 2, 3. Watch this special. This is all the way from NASA. There we go. Look at that.
For NASA, is it no other way for Alness?
Nice. Right, Brian's, what's he
In the
saying?
come at the first, yeah.
Right, somebody's asking, what's your thoughts on Scapa? That's Brian Edie there. Stephen Montgomery.
Scappo,
Stick.
again, I've not had that very often actually. quite difficult to find in most bars.
I've got. You'll find it at the Market Grill.
All right,
by the
we'll
way.
find the Market Grill. There we go. I knew that would happen. It's one I've not experienced, but Scapa would maybe be an interesting one to do in a tasting sometime. So
Pate.
if we can access it through someone for suppliers, again, suppliers are pretty restricted at the moment just due to the lockdown. We can only get what we can in at the moment. But yeah, interesting that. Scapa, yeah, it's not dissimilar to what's the one we had the other day there, other week, God, Fubic.
Oh, Old Pulteney. Old Pulteney. Yay, I get a point.
It's not dissimilar to that, if my recollection's fine. But you see the colour here of the Dalmore 15. Lovely distillery, just on the Cromarty Firth Fair. In fact, a fantastic, absolute tremendous whisky they do is the Alexander III whisky. It's an 18-year-old, I think.
Do you know where you could find that?
In the Market Bar
Market Bar and Grill. Here, you pour me a wee bit, I'll go and find that bottle as well.
Okay. 15 years, as you can see, the stag, I'm not quite sure the significance. I have read what the significance of the stag's head is in Dalmore, and if somebody can remind me, it would be great to find out. So we've got to have a wee look at this, and you can see the double maturation in here. Again, the colouring, nice dark, it's almost like a brandy colour, but sherry matured. Is it Pedro Jimenez that's in?
Is it PX, is it?
They don't actually declare it in this. No, they don't declare it. Some distilleries declare that they're sherry matured, others don't. It's just a hit or miss with them. But again, have a look at there, it's telling you it's double matured. Invariably, it will be sherry cask. The vast majority of double matures is sherry cask, but remember last week we had the Caribbean rum cask, so not them all. It's and we will taste a portwood. Somebody had asked for I think it was a Balvenie portwood, maybe a bit expensive to do.
Was it not Dalwhinnie portwood?
No,
I thought it was.
The Balvenie 21-year-old portwood, but it's about £100 odd a bottle. So was that the Alexander III?
Aye.
Yeah.
That's a
the colour, it's slightly darker. I don't know if you might be able to see that. Can you hold the other bottle up again? It's slightly darker, so again, just longer matured in the sherry cask. The longer it's in the darker wood, the sherry, the softer wood, the darker it becomes. It does impact on the colour. And I think I've said before, 75% of the colour, flavour and character from a single malt whisky actually comes from the maturation. So we've got the colour of it, so we've got the double maturation. Have a look at the legs. As we see the legs, they're pretty slow. Nice oily, plenty of oil in this one, nice thick, slow legs, looking absolutely great. As most of you know now, this is my type of whisky, the sherry matured. The longer the legs, the longer the finish, just absolute perfection. So we've had a wee look there. See if you can plot that on the whisky flavour map. The first one, Brew Laddie, the classic Laddie. I wonder if you can do that. As I say, there was absolutely no smoke in that. So see if you can plot that. We've still not had anybody taking a photograph. We won't embarrass you if you get completely wrong. It's just interesting.
Yes.
I can actually direct a bit more information to you if people are not quite sure of what we're talking about on the whisky flavour map. So we've got to take it to the nose.
Now, just whilst you're there, I'm forgetting we've got Davy Brown that's dialing in, and of course he used to work for White and Mackay as the commercial director, so I can see him just putting some notes up anyway.
Well, again, David, if we knew you were coming on with it,
we could have
phoned you as well.
We
would do Alexander the III and have a chat about that. That would be an interesting.
Or get the nose to come on for us. We'll get Richard Patterson. That'd be nice. There's Dare from America.
On the nose here, it's dried fruits. Very much the sherry, longer than the sherry. It's like Christmas cake again. Definitely honey. Lots of quite spicy and nutty. Hazelnuts almonds. I would say hazelnuts. Very, very, very sweet. But it's rich, like a real rich honey, almost like a syrup actually. You could class it as from there. Lovely on the nose, nice and soft. 15-year-old Dalmore.
I know Jamie Dalrymple likes this. Jamie was good enough to go up to Dalmore and buy me a distiller's edition. I can't remember what it was, but it's in the collection. How's that tasting anyway, DP?
On the palate, again, medium finish. It's still going on there. Quite nutty, quite spicy. First, the fruits are just coming through at the back there. It's very dry. It actually draws you together. The spices, nuts. I can't identify the spices, but you have that. It's not cinnamon, cloves, possibly cloves behind it. Dried fruits, definitely. A wee hint of vanilla coming through later on. Nutmeg.
Exactly.
Nutmeg,
Winter
just-
spice.
Winter spice. All right. Okay. I suppose Christmas cake, winter spice. Yeah. Whoop.
Oh,
Nice
is that
up
the
on
ghost?
It's the ghost.
Ooh.
Yeah, very nice. So we'll put a touch of water in.
I would have helped you there, compadre. There's room in my horse for two. Hi, gents. Archie Denny's down there. King Alexander is amazing. You're right, Davy Brown.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for backing that up, Davey. I'll get it wrong one of these times. Some expert in the industry.
I'll just
who
take
works
this
at
away
the-
before
works
he
at the
gets
distilleries.
excited.
I'll say, you're talking rubbish here, Neil. No, hopefully not. So,
that'd be
so
the
put a wee touch of water in, just get about there, back to the nose. Oh wow.
Did you
wow, this is absolutely really soft. It takes away the nuttiness, the spiciness. It's more just a nice smooth syrup, honey, wee hint of vanilla coming there in the
Honey,
nose.
there's a honey that I need to.
The dry fruits, raisins coming through. Yeah, oh, very pleasant, very pleasant. On the palate, that's quite interesting. Actually, for me, and David Brown, correct me if I'm wrong here, I think that wee touch of water there makes it the finish longer. It's a bit of a longer finish. Definitely raisins, dried fruit, Christmas cake, a spice cake. No, again nutmeg coming through there. Wow, really good. It's a very rich flavour, rich caramel coming through. A lot longer finish with the water in it. I've still got it there. And as I've said all along, old Alistair Munro, who's long dead, was a long time manager of Glenkinchie. I was about a 19-year-old in a previous life. Not that many years ago, Graham. Before you say
Aye, before I say it, aye.
he always used to say, must take water in whisky. And I've always followed Alistair's instructions there, and I do believe just with every single whisky. Some of the very lighter ones, a Glenlossie or something like that, is actually pleasant without water, but as a general rule of thumb, I always think, because it opens the flavour, it separates the oils, and it gives you that just changes the finish. That in particular was very pleasant on its own, but I mean, just opens up everything. As we do that.
There's one whisky that I prefer just on its own, and that's, we were talking about the Portwood, the 21-year-old Ballavenie. I personally, but again, it's how people like it, as long as they enjoy the whisky, Neil.
As I always say, there's no right way and there's no wrong way to drink a single malt Scotch whisky. Half of it's exported into Asia now, where they put it into cocktails. So yeah, if Diageo, Edrington, the two biggest distillers in the country now, they're doing that and making millions doing it. Who are we to say there's a right way and there's a wrong way to do it?
Well,
drink it as you see fit.
There's the preferred way to drink it here at the Market Grill.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, have we got the
Right,
clap?
we're going to give him the clap. Neil's going to give the clap to.
Slow.
You got to be a bit faster. Go faster. Come on, Neil. Faster. 1, 2, 3. Yay! There you go. I needed to help him there.
Number 3.
Oh, this is a belter.
Glenfarclas 105.
Do you know what I had last week? I had the 40-year-old Glenfarclas as a sample. It was beautiful. If any of you have seen the new Matthew McConaughey film, The Gentleman, that's what they're drinking in there, the 40-year-old, and it's excellent.
Glenfarclas, it's a Speyside. It's owned by the Grant family. John Grant, is it? I can't remember his son's name. Is now the sales director. John, I met John in Glenkinchie some time ago when I didn't know who he was, and told me he worked at Glenfarclas. So the usual started to wind him up with a group of Americans I had here. It was during the Ryder Cup actually. Remember that? Excuse me. They just talking about the dogs' bodies and distilleries and the rat catchers, the mice catchers and that sort of thing. They're going down the back stairs in Glenkinchie. He actually handed me his business card to say he's the manager and director, the owner of the company.
Oh, that's
so
good.
He's been very good to me. He's looked after me and had a few contacts with John.
One of my favourite drams. I like that. Just talking about the groups, because you know that Neil does a lot of whisky tasting with big groups, especially folk coming in from different countries. What's the most interesting group you've taken on tour? Have you had anybody famous, or have you had a whisky with anybody famous?
No, I've not had a whisky with anyone famous. I offered Donald Trump to have a dram with me, but he politely declined, and that was in 2014 at the PGA Golf Show in Orlando. Who's the most famous I've had a whisky with? That's a hard one. It must be you, Graham.
Who do we know? Yay! Brown, George Grant.
Infamous, did you say? Infamous.
Yes, that's it.
So we've got the Glenfarclas 105. Remember, folks, this is a cask strength. It's just over 60% ABV, so take care with it. And when it gets to that strength, as I've said already 5-10 minutes ago, I always take water in it anyway. But I think at cask strength, you really have to take a wee touch of water into it without fail on there. So we're having a wee look at the colour again. The colour's nice and dark, just double maturation, just give us an idea. Again, I don't know if Glenfarclas declare. I like to know what sherry cask it's from, because some of them, the Pedro Jimenez, Oloroso is the majority. They are, for me, considerably sweeter. So again, if you know the cask, it can tell you where it is going to sit in the flavour map as well. No, it doesn't actually say. I think the Grants, it's been open since 1830 something. They've had it for quite a while. I think they're in the 5th generation or something of Grants in it. Yeah, it's an independent, one of the few independents still in the country. It's a nice one. So we've got the double maturation on the legs. Oh, we look. Oh, can't see the light there. Yeah, pretty slow, pretty heavy. Coming down there, I've got a terrible tickly cough now. I think it's maybe put on 48% or something, Dalmore. A wee taste of that. It's a tickly cough.
You lost the taste of sensation there.
So it's just I've certainly not lost the taste and sensation of a single malt. No, so that's fine. I'm okay. Yep, nice and oily, nice and rich, nice sitting there. So I'm expecting the finish to be pretty long in this as well. On the palate.
They've got
I've no nosy. I've just looked at it. Sorry.
They've got quite a big following, the 105. It's a bit of
it's a cult
following, a bit like the old B&I thing. Yes, but
so on the nose, it's very woody, very oaky coming through there. It's a long time there. Oh, I would say green apples in there.
Oh, it's green apples, green apples. So we've got the red apple there.
Toffee, a wee hint of chocolate there, just. I always think some of these, when you get that mix of chocolate and toffee caramel, it also reminds me of Millionaire shortbread. Just absolutely a good homemade Millionaire shortbread. You just have that the chocolatey toffee thing coming through it. Yeah.
Keith Donald said he's had a dram with the Chuckle Brothers. Well, you know the Chuckle Brothers.
Chuckle Brothers. Oh,
there's only one now, and he just passed his test. I seen that on television last night. The folks were watching, and he was in India doing his test, and he passed. So well done. Give him a round of applause. There you go. That's it, Keith.
So on the nose, absolutely wonderful. Really, really. Lots of toffee, chocolate, apples, woody, sherry. All coming through it. I'm looking forward to this. So 60%. Better be careful.
Better tell Gordon Brown not to drink too much. We don't when you're running about the street.
You can put to bed again, Gordon.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it hits you. The strength. In fact, a wee bit smoky there. There's nothing on the nose. You get a little bit of smoke on the palate. Long sherry trifle. Sherry. Wow. Yeah, the sherry just hits you. Like the sweetness. The sherry, toffee. Very smooth for a 60% ABV.
It's a strong one, folks.
Still need water in it though.
Yes.
Long finish. Still sitting there. And all I'm getting now is the toffee caramel on the second part of the finish. Still sitting at the back of the tongue. Nice warming. Very interesting one.
Sorry, I thought you'd maybe
you're fine.
Oh, my toes are tingling. Gordon Brown liked that comment. He's off to his bed, he says.
With your Glenfarclas, where you got? Oh. That's interesting.
It's strong.
Honey really come through there.
Yes,
I don't think I got honey. I don't think I got honey before. Really, really sweetness now. Just a touch of water just softens it, sweetens it. There's still a little bit of smoke there. I don't know. I certainly didn't get that before. It was more on the taste. But very, very smooth. I put a wee drop more water than what we'd normally put in, a 40-43% or thereabouts, just to try and bring it down to a bit more. You know, as I say, we always put just a couple of drops in for nosing and tasting. But if you're drinking the whiskey, put as much as you want. And there's no rates, there's no wrongs. Put it in a wee drop at a time until you're comfortable for a year. And if anybody criticises you for doing it, they're the ones who's wrong.
Absolutely.
You only drink what you're comfortable drinking.
Because I'm sure there's quite a few whiskey, or there's a few people tuning in that are actually drinking whiskey for the first time. So it's good pointers. I know Scott Peoples out there, him and some of his colleagues. So even warm welcome. And Stephen Montgomery, he wants a bottle of Glenfarclas sent, but we'll be keeping that for ourselves.
Yeah. On the nose, I say change that. Let's have a. that eager to get it down the finished percentages. Enhances the smokiness
It does
considerably.
It's
Yeah,
really
the first hit you get on its own, there was a hint of smoke, but it enhanced it. Toffee, I mean, really strong, really strong coming through there. Oak, sherry again. I think we were a bit close together, the Dalmore and the Glenfarclas, to be honest with you. I never give that a thought when we selected them, but they're very close.
It's with the strength of that one.
Yeah,
but
with the touch of water, it shortens the finish a bit. I'm still getting some there. I'm still getting the sherry, the oakiness, the wood, and definitely toffee caramel coming through there. It really is a nice smooth for 60% ABV.
I'll send you off to sleep. I'll send you off to sleep.
And I say it's just not far from as you go on the Space Age Whisky Trail from Aviemore, you cut across Granton's Bay, Ballindalloch. It's actually one of the first distilleries you come across. It's just off the, I can't remember what number that road is. It takes you up to Elgin. It's just off that road, but it's a nice distillery, well worth a visit. It's privately owned, independent, and it's just lovely to see independence, because it really, when you think about single malt whisky or whisky in general, Scotch whisky, it's a worldwide commodity worth billions of pounds. But when you actually visit some of these distilleries, it's still very much a cottage industry, and I think that's one of the fascinating things about it. The way it's made, the way it's still run, it's a very incestuous industry as well. I'm sure David Brown will agree with that, and Joanne possibly not, but I think it's a very incestuous industry. I worked at Glenkinchie for the best part of 3 years, and they still look after me. I'm still one of their staff, and I take all my clients up there. They look after me, look after my clients, and I think it's just a fantastic industry to be in. It really is.
I'm sure Joanne would agree with that, sitting in her bubble bath with me having a Brook Laddie. I was just going back to
the
I was going to say the Glenfarclas. I've got the Kenneth Clark edition, the Chancellors.
Right.
So I was actually I was lucky enough to go up there. I think last year. I was up for the Rotary Conference, and I went for a wee tour over. Remember the one you were meant to be at, but you never turned up. But anyway,
I had other things to do. Yeah, very nice whisky actually, and really smooth for a 60%. The only other one I really liked of that was Glenkinchie. I think it was a 2013 distillery only bottle at the time. And it was really dark sherry finish. It was a lot darker than these two, and it was so smooth. And that's 62% alcohol by volume. Yeah. £80 a bottle it was at the time, but they only make 6,000 bottles. So, yeah, absolute first class. Glenfarclas, well done to the Grant family. I think that is absolutely fantastic. 105.
Well done.
Excellent dram.
Some good whiskies there, folks. Just again, let us know what you like. 1, 2, or 3. You know. Yep. So is that any
no doubt you're going to give me a director's dram.
This week, director's dram. Let me see what I've got for thee. Where were we tasting a couple of weeks ago?
I can't remember what I done this morning.
I can't remember what day of the week it is. Right, Tatty Peel. This one I've bought is a Glen Scotia. We had the 15-year-old the other week there. But this is the double cask. I think it's only about £3 a nip here at the Market Grill if you're interested. But Neil, go and do your work, see what you're thinking about that.
Hamilton, as Neil McIver corrected me, it's 1830 something. Oh, this is Pedro Jimenez. Yep, that'll be quite nice. That'll be nice and sweet then. I always find double matured and I can't do two things at once. Stop talking when I'm pouring.
That's it. Now, remember when you order the packs for next week, folk, you can also order a nip of the Distiller's Dram to join you. So we're talking about it now.
And I'm sure you might give a wee...
for a few early bird
specials. Okay, so Glen Scotia, it's at Campbelltown. It's classed as a Highland. Again, you can see the colour of it. I don't know if you can see the bottle compared to the Glenfarclas. It actually looks a wee bit darker, to be honest with you. 46% alcohol by volume. It's no age statement, so we don't know how old it is, but yeah, interesting. So we've got to have a look at it. We can tell right away the darkness of the colour of the glass, even though there's not much in your glass. You can see it, and if you're sitting in a bar or something, you're looking at a gantry. It's easy to identify sherry matured, sherry finish, a bit lighter, matured, all the way up to a Dalhousie Glendronach 18-year-old who are just purely purely matured in sherry, and I just think they're fantastic
That's
whiskies. Our whisky tasting tours, I always recommend that to the bourbon drinkers, Americans who drink bourbon, and I always claim to convert them, and I've converted a couple. I still get emails from them with bottles of single malt with a couple of guys who, this is what I'm drinking now, Neil. So
I was just saying that we've got Jeremy Blackwood, we've got Graham Briggs, we've got Dare out there in the United States, so maybe they'll start picking up a bottle at their liquor store. And
you'll probably get Classic Laddie in the States. I don't know about the rest. Glenn Farkless, I know he does. John Grant does, because when I met him in Glen Kinchy, it was...
What does that mean, the 105, do you know?
I have no idea.
No, there's our next question for you folks. Can you return back to us what 105 means?
You obviously know that, I don't know. John Grant, he had about a dozen American importers for whisky, so they definitely get Glen Farkless in the States, in many, many different states. So we're going to take it to the nose. Right away, vanilla, honey. It's interesting because it's considerably darker, but and normally the longer it's in the sherry, the less you get of the vanilla, and the more the honey comes into it, because you get the dryness of the vanilla and from the bourbon, and when it's away from the bourbons for so long, you seem to lose that. I can get quite a bit of vanilla in here. Honey, again a bit toffee, the influence, I'd say more caramel than toffee, the influence of the Pedro Jimenez.
Did you say it was 46%?
46% ABV, yeah. So, yeah, very nice on the nose actually. It's a really nice aroma.
It's a nice
in fact, I would say this is a nicer aroma than the 15-year-old, and I would suspect that this is younger than the 15-year-old. So it's just obviously the different influence of the sherry cask. So yep.
So I'm missing some feedback here.
Spicy fruit, really. Nutmeg, cinnamon. Wow, it's almost like a vindaloo curry. It's that's an interesting one.
Yeah,
that's kind of caught me on the hop. Yes, there is a bit honey, fruit, spicy fruit, caramel coming through that. Quite a long finish as well. Actually, I'm still getting it, and the longer it's on the finish, the sweeter and more fruity it comes. Again, raisins. That the dates is one you think. Just at the back of my head, dates comes into that. So yeah.
Alistair Summers, 105 is the name, refers to the proof. I actually knew that, but I forgot it. That's it. When you use the US means the proof. There we go. Thank you, Alistair. I did know it, but I forgot it.
That's obviously showing your age, Alistair, because it's many years it's been ABV rather than the proof. So that puts the 105 proof to the 60% ABV.
50 sort of thing.
I got told a story. Do you know where the proof came from? They reckon the word proof. Probably a legend more than anything. They reckon it was the old naval days.
Let's listen in.
When the old captains used to give them the wee dram of rum, and they used to try and set it alight with the cannons and use it as gunpowder.
Yeah.
And if it didn't explode, it was poison, and the staff used to think they were getting poisoned by the ship's captain and get thrown overboard for mutiny, etc. And if it exploded and went on fire or whatever, it was proper alcohol, and that's where they were proving it was alcohol. So the proof, that's where it came.
I like that.
One of these stories. How true it is, I don't know, but
Man
that's one
full
of
of
the
knowledge.
stories. Right, where were we? I forgot what I was doing now.
Right, we're in the Mercat Grill in White Creek.
Right, okay, yeah. On the nose with the water, very, very soft, very easy. Honey, toffee, vanilla, yeah, it's all still there. Again, very spicy on the palate. It hits you, it's a sharper cinnamon, more cinnamon than the nutmeg and whatever that. A wee bit nuts coming through that, you know, it's like a nutty taste in the palate. A lot shorter on the palate, I'm not getting it past the front of my tongue here, that's quite unusual. A touch of water. In fact, I would prefer that without water, believe it or not. One of the few spicy wheat fruit coming through now, but bizarre. Water, take it or leave it. Not my favourite whiskey. On the nose, really nice, absolutely fantastic nose in it, but on the palate and the finish, straight is actually for me nicer than with the water, which is quite unusual. But that's what it is. As whiskies like that, it's a mood drink. There's days you want a nice smoky peaty Isla. Other days you want a sherry, a nice light one.
Very
Summer
much.
night, fruity. So,
Uh-huh.
so yeah, it's a mood drink more than
Definitely.
anything, and a seasonal drink. A nice coal fire, log fire in the winter. Sitting in a nice hotel somewhere up north.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Nothing nicer than a good Lagavulin or something like that.
Or our board of directors meeting. Yes, we're getting there for the time anyway.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
can join us, but you have to
So
buy us a dance.
That's
Yep.
the three tastes tonight. Absolutely great. I apologise if they were a bit close to the number 2, number 3. Brewich Laddie, the classic Laddie, was just fantastic. Real nice opener, really fruity, light, delicate. For an Isla, just strange, extremely strange if you're used to Isla drinking. The other two are more my cup of tea as well. They're a bit close. The Glenfarclas probably edged it for me tonight, possibly because of the 60%.
Yeah, we'll soon
ABV.
see what everybody says here.
Yeah.
Neil, thanks very much for that,
That's it.
bud. That
Yeah.
was great. Guys, thanks everybody. Thanks for very much dialing in. Joanne as well, thank you
Oh,
for
yeah,
taking
thanks,
your
Joanne.
time
That's,
out. It was excellent.
Nice to speak to you.
The next week's whiskies will be going on sale ASAP. Are we going to be telling them what the whiskies are, or are we going to do a wee surprise? In fact, don't say anything, because you're going to have to come back onto the Facebook or YouTube, and if you can like us, tell everybody that you like us. Well, you don't like us, but you like the programme. Anyway, we'll tell you then, so you can
I'm
like that.
glad you've done that, Graham. 'Cause
Yes,
I
I don't.
remember.
Aye.
I've just remembered. I've remembered 2 of them. Oh, I've got the third
Right.
one. I know what they are. Yeah.
Keep it.
Okay.
So anyway, guys, thanks. I've got Kenny, I've got David Brown, I've got Derek there, I've got a whole squad of yous that have came on for the first time. Scott people,
Brilliant.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
And
Great to see
hopefully we'll see you the same time next week. Eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
What we're going to say?
Slange.